What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Debut albums are important, as are the projects that lead up to the moment. You'd be hard to find someone who used their journey to their debut album better than SZA. Listen to her older work, then click play on Ctrl, her debut album. The progress in her career thus far is very noticeable as she comes into her own fully with her voice and takes the subject matters to new unexplored heights. If you want to know a lot about the album's creation, SZA's interview with The Breakfast Club is the way to go. At about 50 minutes long, there's so much that she talks about in regards to Ctrl. One of the things that she was saying is that how Ctrl is basically about not having control, not being in control. The music is far from having control. This right here is a life experience album, one that feels like a nice introduction. If you've never heard SZA's music before, you can pick up Ctrl and walk away knowing a lot about her. So she utilized the aspect of a debut album really nicely. I look at it like on this album, she's a lot more direct and to the point. Instead of hiding behind metaphors for love and heartbreak or anything similar like her past material. On Ctrl, there are a lot of great songs. I felt like there wasn't a bad one, and so narrowing down my favorites was tough. But I had to include Garden, Say It Like That, The Sweet Joys of Love. Garden is SZA being in a relationship, exploring that aspect, being happily in love, and also the complexities of a relationship. On the hook, she says, "Hope you never find out who I am, 'cause you'll never love me." It falls in line with that idea that no matter who it is, no matter what our partner or best friend or anybody, we always have a piece of ourselves that the world never sees. And so that's what SZA is getting at on this record. That's one of the things she's getting at. Garden is also about accepting someone's flaws, which when you're dating somebody, they might look at it as a flaw versus you who doesn't see it as a flaw. I know SZA on this record talks about having issues with her body, but someone she's dating, whoever, might not see it that way. They might like her body the way it is. My other favorite was Broken Clocks. On Ctrl, there is plenty of relationship scenarios, both in love, both out of love, and with Broken Clocks, we see SZA rewind to about 3 years ago with a past flame. This ex is still in her life, maybe not today, currently, but whenever this song takes place, whatever time period it is, he's still around. The song has an interesting concept where she's moved on and she's doing better, and he's kind of moved on, but in the back of his mind he still hopes for something. Like SZA is still in contact with this person, still talks to him, occasionally hooks up, and so it's a sticky situation to deal with. It's still love, but clearly there's no intention to get back together as a couple on SZA's side. I also like this record because it was a nice example of SZA really using her voice on this album. There's a lot of different changing tones and flows throughout the song, and I thought that really strengthened the record. One of the things that she told Billboard a few months back is that Rick Rubin told her to let her voice be the most powerful thing on a song, and she really took that advice to heart. You can hear it throughout the album. She's not hiding behind reverb. She's not hiding behind the production. She is stepping out in front of the production and letting the production take that back seat. Honorable mentions, well, like I said earlier, this is an album that has so many great songs, so it was difficult to narrow it down and pick. And honestly, if I were to do this review in a week or kind of revisit it in a few months, my favorites could change. But at the moment, I have 2 honorable mentions, and one of them is Drew Barrymore. I think that has potential to be a hit single. And the other is 20-something that kind of closes the album, and it's just a nice record overall. Ctrl is hands down one of the top 3 R&B albums of 2017 so far. The only contenders being Sampha's Process and Saunders Into, which is more of an EP, but still, it's long enough to be considered an album, and really the lines are always blurred. But like, those are the 3 R&B albums that I love the most so far. SZA has held that, that star in the making title since she signed to TDE. As soon as you heard her back a few years ago, there was always like that thought in the back of your head, like, this girl is going to be huge. And so I'm glad that TDE partnered with RCA to get her more promo, to get her to being that actual star. I think Ctrl, it has the potential to make her a star in the long run. It just depends on how RCA goes about it. If they push a song to radio and it becomes a hit single, or if they just continue to push the album in a way that makes sense. It's obvious that we're not going to get another SZA project for a while, so why not continue to push this one and make it as huge as it can be? Regardless if it happens today, tomorrow, in a few months, or in 2 or 3 years, SZA is going to be a star. Ctrl is phenomenal, and it's only going to get better with each listen. So those are my thoughts on SZA's debut album, Ctrl. After you listen to the album, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain. Check out some other videos. I got more reviews, I got discussions, and some interviews from time to time. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And until next time, peace.